Hi everyone, Miss Pratt here, and today we're going to learn a little bit more about South America. So what you see here for my example is some water lilies. Now, if you are like me, when you think of water lilies, you think of ponds, and I believe if you've ever been to Virginia Tech, they have water lilies. I also think about my favorite artist, Claude Monet. He did beautiful, beautiful water lily paintings, and he was from France. So I didn't really think about water lilies being in South America, but they are. So there are different types of these water lily plants, and you can find them all over the world. And they're normally found in tropical environments. So in South America, we have the rainforest, which is where these are found at. So that means it's a very wet climate where you would see these at. Okay, so these are actually found in the French Guiana, which is part of France's territories. So even though it's not near France, it is still part of France. And this place is very, very cool because it has the rainforest in it. It also has people living there. There's a little bit of farming there, but their soil isn't very good for that. There are some cities. But what's really interesting about it is how many plants, animals, and birds there are there, even fish. So there are over 5,000 different types of plants in this area, okay? And it's in the northern part of South America, so close to where we live in North America. And there are over 700 types of birds there. That's a lot. Not to mention, there are over 500 different types of fish. There are also over 100 different types of mammals. So that might include jaguars, might include monkeys, okay? Lots of different things that you might see there. The mammals is on the lower end. Everything else is 500 or more. So there are lots and lots of different things you could see if you go there. So today we're going to work on our water lilies, and this is just a quick example I made. And we're going to draw our own on a separate piece of white paper. So what you need is some crayons, a piece of paper, and your imagination. If you don't have crayons, get markers or something else that you can draw with. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the water lilies. Now, if you've ever played Pac-Man, they're kind of going to look like the Pac-Man character. But instead of making them an circle, we're going to make them an oval. Okay? So what I want you to do is make an oval, but don't close it up. Alright? We have to make the little piece that's open. So we're going to do some more of those. You can have big ones. You could have little ones. And I want you to have some that overlap. So that means you've got one here. I'm going to do one that looks like it goes behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the curve. I'm going to skip around to the other side. Curve it. And I'm going to put my chunk out. Alright, so go ahead and make some more oval shapes. Have some that touch. Alright, and have as many as you want on here. And as they go back in space, they're probably going to be getting smaller. Alright, so have them be getting smaller as they go towards the back of our paper. As they go to the back of the paper, they need to be getting smaller. Alright. Now, after you have some of those, what we need to do next is draw the flowers. So the water lily flowers can be different colors. And what you need to do to start with is to draw a stem. So I'm going to add some stems sticking up on here. And then I think I'm going to get a magenta color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a U on top of each stem. Remember, the ones in the back are going to be a little bit smaller. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do zigzags on the top and color it in. So there won't be very many zigzags because it's hard to get fine details with crayons. So probably 3 is about what you'll get. Alright, so there are my 3 flowers. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to see what different colors of green I can find. This one, even though it's broken, is actually called Tropical Rainforest. I don't know if you can read that. Let's see. Focus in on it. There it is. Tropical Rainforest. How cool is that? Alright. So I'm going to peel off the edges on this one so I can use it a little bit. And then I'm going to start coloring in my lily pads. Now I've got my green that I used to do the outlines with. I could color a few with that. I could use my Tropical Rainforest. Oh, that's a pretty blue-green. And I'm going to color them in. I could also have some where I mix the two. I could do a little bit of that Tropical Rainforest. And then I could go over it with my other green and see what those colors make when they're mixed together. I could see if there's any more greens that I have that I want to use. This is a different color of green. This is a lighter green. I could also see if I have any yellow to mix in. So I may add some yellow to start with on this one. And then I'm going to add my green. So that's what you're going to do for all of them. See what you can mix to make your greens different. See what colors and shades of green you can find. Hopefully you can see that's a different color of green. And I want you to do that with all of the greens that you have, all of the lily pads you have. Try and add different color greens to them. Finding some more. That's a really light green. And then after you have that, what you're going to do next is you're going to add the line for where the water ends. So I'm not quite done with my green, but I'm going to go ahead and stop so I can show you the next step. So I do have a question for you all before we do that. Does anybody know what color water is? So think about it before you respond. What color is water? Think about the water that you drink. So most people think that water is blue, and I even, in my picture, I made it to where it was blue. Water is actually clear, so that means it takes the color of what normally is at the bottom of it. Okay, so if you want your water to be blue, it can be blue. All right, if you wanted it to be green, it could be green. So what you're going to do is go ahead and draw your line for where the water will stop, and then the rest of your paper is going to be colored in whatever shades you choose. So if it's a really, really muddy place, it might be brown. If there is a lot of leaves in the water, it could be green. If there are fish, it could be whatever color the fish are. All right, so you get to decide. It also, water can be affected by things that reflect on it. So we see reflections when we look in the mirror, sometimes when we look in windows, and sometimes when we look in water. So your water could also be reflecting the sky. So if the sun was up here in my picture, and it's bright and yellow, it could be reflecting on my water right down here. All right, just like if there was a, let's see, if there was a bird flying right here, it would be reflected near my sun. Okay, so go ahead and figure out what color yours is going to be, and then I want you to finish coloring it. See if there's anything reflecting on the water. And if there is, go ahead and draw it. And then after that, design the sky. Are there some clouds up here? Is there a rainbow? Is there an airplane flying over? You decide and make it happen. Okay? So I want you to finish coloring your whole paper and then color the water and then decorate the sky. All right, so that's your project for today. Have your water lilies colored in with your flowers, your water, and your sky. Okay, I can't wait to see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you soon. All right, bye.